if we would be able to invite Paul to share some of the ideas and synergy from the group that he facilitated, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Kimmy. So I'm the mentee advocate, so I had the mentees and we had a great discussion with Tony. Tony led us through some of the things to think about in maximising what the mentees could get out of the program. And there was also a discussion about what the mentees could do to actually get the most out of the program. So these were some of the things that the mentees came up with that they were either using or could use to achieve the results that they wanted to get out of the program. So the first was to have an agenda followed by a plan. The plan was to, or could be broken up into short-term, medium-term and long-term goals. One of the things that, there was a number of things that we covered, including what are the things that they valued out of the mentoring sessions. So it was feedback that they received from the mentors. This was one of the results that they felt that they were getting, a deeper insight of themselves, who they were and what they want. One of the important things or foundations was to establish, or at the beginning was to establish their relationship with their mentor. They also identified that they need to be flexible in their mentoring relationship, because sometimes what they walked into the program with and what they wanted to achieve was not what they actually were getting out of their mentoring program and the relationship. Then another thing that was important was honesty, both with themselves and with their mentor. It was important for them to have objectives. The mentoring sessions gave them an opportunity to practice their strengths. They identified that they need to have courage to try new things and new practices based on the feedback that they were getting from their mentors. They also identified that it was important to, I don't know if I captured this correctly, but it was to have healthy conflict. So the ability to have a difference of opinion with their mentor and be able to talk through why they may agree or disagree with their mentor, and then perhaps to take on the feedback that their mentor was offering after that. It was important for them to be open. One of the things they appreciated was the continued improvement they were getting out of the sessions. They also identified the need for their objectives to be SMART-based. They had to be realistic. What we already discussed today through our presenter was the accountability, doing what you say you're going to do between sessions. They appreciated the lessons learned, both from their ability to share what they've learned and also what their mentor has learned. And finally, what they identified as a key aspect of the mentoring relationship was learning. So it was important for both parties to be learning, both the mentor and the mentee. So that's, it's kind of like the foundation of the sessions. And then I'd like to direct you over to this other board. And we had this, I'm sorry you have to turn around, but we had a discussion about, first of all, what were some of the successes that the mentees were starting to get out of the mentoring relationship and the mentoring program. So what the mentees identified was that they actually found it easier for them to centre themselves in difficult situations. So there was a sense that they were calmer and more confident as a project manager. One gentleman shared that through the relationship that he had with his mentor, that mentor had actually encouraged him to take on a Prince 2 certification over and above the PMP. And so that particular person had achieved his foundation Prince 2 certification and was sitting for his practitioner in 2 weeks' time. Other benefits or successes were their relationship with themselves, and just the general relationship with their mentor was invaluable and great. They felt that they were more motivated as a group. They were discovering their own strengths, kind of like we were talking about the virtues today. They found that they were more resourceful because they were identifying the gaps in their skills and their knowledge, and then they had the confidence to go off and identify what they needed to do to address those gaps. And finally, the other benefit they were getting, or successes, was the ability to go off and find the right tools in regards to their project management roles. So through their mentors were sharing tools with them, and then they were going off and using those tools. And then we kind of looked at the program itself and what areas that the program could improve on, or even just suggestions for the program. So there was a suggestion for a job board. That would be a great benefit to the program. At the kick-off event, there's a bit of feedback about that. The first was it would have been helpful to have bigger dots on the name tags to differentiate between the mentors and the mentees and the mentorees. Also, there was feedback about often mentees were spending time talking to mentors, and the mentors weren't really available because they had already paired up with people ahead of the program. So the mentees were spending a lot of their time talking to people, and then the bell would ring and the person wasn't available to be a mentor to them anyway. What else? The other thing we identified is that the mentees weren't really sure how to claim their PDUs from their mentoring sessions and also from attending the program. So we're going to look at putting together some clear instructions for the mentees about how they can claim their PDUs. And also just better advertising about the events, because there were some people who felt that they didn't find out about the event until after it had started. So, and the program had already started, so perhaps we need to look at how we presence that for people next year. Right, that's it from the mentees. So thank you, and thank you for all the mentees for their feedback and information. So thank you.
Thanks, Paul. I noticed a distinct